And I already built our socials post, so all I have to do is send it.
Yeah, welcome to pre-show. You can actually look around the Snugpod now.
You can.
You can.
Oh, there it is. A Snug Podcast, episode 176.
Okay. Yeah.
I made us a nice new fun little graphic.
Ooh. My disappointment.
What?
I did not get to see a swamp puppy.
Aww. There's still time tomorrow.
There is time tomorrow. My flight isn't until 9 p.m.
I was just gonna say, when do you leave tomorrow?
Yeah.
9 p.m.?
9 p.m.
So that means we can sleep in. So what were you... I mean, we're gonna meet up for lunch or something, right? But what are you planning on doing with your stuff?
I have no idea. I only have one suitcase now. Everything got compressed since I don't have the boxes and stuff anymore. So,
When does oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I'm having a brain fog.
They are heading out to the airport at checkout. So.
Oh, okay. So you'll be you'll be solo
I will
after
be
that.
I will be solo, yeah.
Okay, well, I can come get you and you're...
Are we gonna see each other more than once in 4 years?
Yeah. I can come get you, like, we can sleep in, and then I can come get you tomorrow, like, and we can go have, like, lunch or something, and I can always take you to the airport, too, like I did for Amanda today.
We could do that. That's a good plan.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll
Okay.
figure it out. Now let's do real things.
Yes,
that isn't real things. We're just
I got
2
you.
Bosmer, 1 brain cell.
I know. Yeah, that should have been the title of the episode.
That really
honestly.
should be the title of the episode once it's published. 2 Bosmer, 1 brain cell.
2 Bosmer with 1 brain cell.
Oh, I cannot get YouTube to open.
Oh no, it showed me you were live.
Yeah, that's on the PlayStation, but I can't. There we go.
No, I mean it showed me YouTube was open.
Right. Well, because that's on the PlayStation. I'm trying to get YouTube to open on my Chromebook so I can monitor.
I see. I think
it had to do with some parental control stuff on my network. So, yeah. So, there we go. Hey, random question.
Hey, maybe a random answer.
For a thief build,
yeah,
would the powered trait be the way to go? So I just get some extra healing because I'm not really trying to use it for combat.
I mean, my thieving build doesn't have anything like that on it. I just threw everything into stealth and my other stuff, and if I need to heal, I use a tri-stat pot. Or vigor.
Right, but if I'm making sets...
Oh, I see. No, I think mines are all divines, but I'd have to look.
No divines on weapons.
Nerdhorn?
Oh, never mind, sorry. Nernhorn. Yeah, Nernhorn.
Well, that's for damage, though. I don't need damage. I just need sneaky sneak. And the increased healing would... as a vampire, I only get heals from myself. With no health recovery otherwise. That's why I was thinking.
I mean, you do you, but I still run 1 Nerned, 1... I think I run 1 Nerned, 1...
Sharpen.
What is... Maybe sharp?
Or precise.
I think it's precise.
Or
I think I run 1 Nern, 1 precise, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'll come back to this.
Yeah, I can look after the show. If you remind me, I'll go look at what my stuff is.
Well, like I said, I know if I was going for damage on the weapons, that'd be what I'd look at. I literally only need the weapons to make the sets. I was trying to think of what's the most useful thing.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if you're doing thieving and it's questing and stuff, I don't see why you would need the additional heal because you're probably not going to get into combat as much. But that's just me. So
As a vampire,
suppose
I have no health recovery.
oh well, then yeah, you probably do have the heals.
And I only get heals from myself.
That's fair.
So
I never play vampires, so I don't have a concept of that. So I guess that's probably correct then.
the nice, the reason for the vampire is because you get the movement speed penalty while sneaking ignored, just from a passive on the vampire versus needing traits for that.
Yeah, I just do it in my CP.
Is there a CP to completely ignore the movement speed penalty?
Yeah,
Is there?
I think so. That's why I said, let me look when I'm done. I have a whole build, and I could, like I said, I could run through the night market without being like picked on for the most part. So, okay, I will be ready as soon as I take another drink of my stuff. So if you guys are good, I'll be good whenever.
No, me too.
Hi, Zeta.
She said hi back, but that was, yeah.
Hi, Sia. Sorry.
She said hi back.
My bad.
Also, Angela told me to tell the two of you hi as well.
I'll tell her hi too. Over a mic through a thing with probably hearing loss after the weekend. The fact that I heard anything at all was good.
Yup. I think all of us towards the end there were just leaning in to be able to actually hear each other.
Oh, for sure. Okay. I'm going to mute and yawn now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a Snug Podcast. If you missed us last week, that's only because things were crazy for some of us, and some of us are just crazy. But we did not get the episode from last week uploaded until like a few hours ago. So it is there now. If you want to go back and listen to that one first, then please do so. Otherwise, we're all here again. I'm never separate. With me is the aforementioned Gone Crazy vaccine. What's up? Might want to unmute.
Maybe she'll be back soon.
Her name is a lie. She's not going to come back soon. That voice was Gwen the Bard. How are you?
I'm here? I'm here?
You are here. So you made it. So I think we've got a few things to discuss from this past weekend.
Oh yes.
I will...
Do we? 2 Bosmer, 1 brain slow. We had quite the time. Where would you like us to begin?
Well, I was trying to get into my notes, and for some reason I couldn't get it to switch over to the proper account, so I'm getting that pulled up now. Finally works for me. That's what I get for trying to work on something else right up till time to start. There is today's.
You know where we can start? We can start with what did you do this week, Never?
Not a lot, to be honest. I started the Thieves Guild thing. I think I did the first little section. So when I say that, not the new Thieves Guild. I haven't done the old Thieves Guild yet. So went back and met Quinn and went on that initial heist and then found the Thieves' Den, and that's where I left off. And if you were here for pre-show, you might have heard me discussing looking at some different things to do for making a sneak build. And yeah, so playing around with a few things with movement speed and stuff like that. It's pretty silly to see yourself crouch and then just sprint full speed without needing to even hit the sprint button. And when backing up, it just looks really silly. So that's been about it for me. I know you've been playing the game a ton because you've had nothing else to do this whole week.
Absolutely nothing. It's literally all that I've been doing.
Yep.
Wow. You know what's been incredible? I've been muted this whole time.
We know.
Okay, I didn't because I was talking and then you guys were interjecting as I was talking and I really thought you could hear me this whole time.
I even said you might want to unmute.
I didn't hear that part.
And
I just heard
I
that you'd be
said-
back
yep.
soon. And then I said, can you hear me? Okay, well,
But now she's back soon.
I am back soon.
That is.
Yeah, 2 Bosmer, 1 brain cell. That's about the whole weekend.
Hey,
Yep.
I'm still here.
You are still here, and you were talking about what you've been doing, so you continue on. But I just wanted you to know that I am also here.
No, I just meant 2 Bosmer, but there's also a Khajiit, so there's more than just the 2 brain cells. I got at least 2 of my own.
Okay.
Oh, you'll soon understand.
You'll soon understand.
Well, I just opened a not so tasty fruit punch Gatorade with lower sugar. So, how about y'all catch me up on what's been going on?
So we traveled to the land of the GCX.
Yes, which is why we sound this way, since I didn't apparently do an introduction. What I was going to say earlier is, yeah, it was a crazy weekend, and we both have no voice, and it flew by, but also felt like forever, and yeah, it was awesome. It was
Yep.
awesome.
It was great. It was a whirlwind of amazing. Absolutely
For sure.
wonderful. Can't wait for the next one.
Me either. I actually
Also,
am very,
looking
very
forward
excited.
to recouping.
That too. I said jokingly to Rusty earlier today, I said, all right, everything's done. That means I can go ahead and have some time off now, right? Probably? No? Yeah, no, I won't. So, what a fun time. Anyway, all right, so where shall we begin, Gwen? What do you think?
The weekend? What about the weekend?
No, I said where shall we begin? Yeah.
Where should we begin? Well, let's begin with the beginning. And so,
It's a very good place to begin.
I had...
Very good place
It
to
is.
start.
It is. The start of Gwen having a very lovely plane ride despite waking up at 4 a.m. And because the plane time changed and I had to be there much earlier than I initially planned. But the plane ride was wonderful. It was amazing. The food was delicious. Everything was relaxing. I actually got to see a sunrise from above the clouds for once instead of a sunset like I normally do. And then landed, got to the hotel, got some crazy information, and then managed to locate where we had to get set up. And I met the other half of my brain cell over there.
Yep. Who had a lot of information that Gwen didn't fully have on the plane, but had some of on the plane, I would gather. So, Wednesday, we were supposed to have the start of 2 days of setup. Like last year, okay, so quick recap. Last year, we only had 1 day of setup, basically. It was very quick. It was very whirlwind. Our PCs came late. Like, there was a lot of stuff that happened. And then, so this year, the plan was, okay, we get time on Wednesday and Thursday. Amazing. Like, all the vendors can get in there early. Awesome. So we were supposed to set up on Wednesday. And then on on like Tuesday night, I get a message from the Nines, and it's like, hey, our flight's been canceled. And I'm like, what do you mean your flight's been canceled? And they're like, flight's been canceled, we're waiting to rebook. And I'm like, okay, cool. I guess we'll figure out what to do. And then the next message was, no, our flight is like really, really canceled. They can't get us there till Thursday evening, which is unacceptable. And it was like, oh no. And the next message I get was the unexpected one, which was, we're leaving in our car in 20 minutes to drive. And I was like, huh? So their drive from where they live was about 21 hours. So they literally threw everything, including some extra things that they, I think, originally weren't going to bring for space-wise, but decided, what the heck, we're driving, why not? So they threw them all in their car, and they started driving on Tuesday night.
So the chaos started before any of us even got to the convention center.
Yeah, so that meant that Gwen and I were then the only two essentially on Wednesday.
Wasn't too bad because we were able to set up the main fixtures, the tents, the tables, and get that started.
Yeah.
However,
that was already a change, because when we got there, we picked up all of our exhibitor badges, we did all of that stuff, and we're the ones expecting to hand things out to people, which some people turned out they didn't come on Wednesday. That's totally fine. It worked out great. But we also got there and realized that they had changed some of our space, because originally we were supposed to have 2 spaces like directly across from each other, and we ended up with 2 spaces like cat-a-corner to each other instead, which was not bad. It was just not what we were initially expecting. So once we got that sorted, then it kind of went a little bit easier on Wednesday. But thus begins the one brain cell part.
Oh, yes. No. Now we get to the one brain cell, because we got all the fixtures set up, we got the basic layout done, and then what did we do?
Well, then we started to open up all of the things.
The box.
The infamous box. The infamous box, as I'll call it.
Yep.
So...
Insert what's in the box, Jeff.
Yeah, you're about to find out. So for about a month, I have had this massive box that was shipped to me from the Nines and from Cinemax. And I knew what was in it, because if you saw any of the information on Summer Games Fest, there was this really amazing lock-picking mechanism thing that they used over there to kind of, showcase the Thieves Guild and all of this stuff. And the Nines worked with Zos as creators and everything to be able to have that come here for GCX, and we were super excited about it, and it had been sent to my house, and I got it, and the box from the outside looked perfectly fine, and I said to them, I'll open it up, I'll make sure everything got here okay in one piece. So I opened it up at home, and now you have to understand, I'm 5'3". This box is probably half of my height, if not maybe just slightly more. And Gwen and I are similar heights, so for both of us it was quite a large, quite a large box. So I opened it at home, and when I opened it, it was like chock full of like the tightest pack job you have ever seen. It had styrofoam, it had plastic, it had bubble wrap, and I basically looked in it, and I made the executive decision to not unpack it at my home, because I thought to myself, well, first of all, it looks like it's been professionally packed, it looks like it's going to be in good shape, the box is not damaged, everything should be fine. I'm just going to get it to GCX, because if I unpack it at home, I do not think that I can get it packed the same way to get it to the venue, so I'm just going to wait and unpack it there. Fast forward to Gwen and I getting to the venue. Now that the Nines were not coming, because the original plan was they were going to come by with like a rental to my house and help me pick everything up and then take it to Universal. When they didn't come, I said, that's fine, my car is tiny but mighty, I shall get all of this in. So I managed to borrow a dolly from my mother-in-law, because she has a dolly at her house, get my entire Honda Fit loaded with all of this stuff, like literally to the ceiling, to get to GCX. Gwen and I managed to get it all unloaded in a couple trips, and then we started to unpack this box for the lockpicking mechanism. So we made the decision of, hey, we're gonna like video us unpacking it so that we know that it's good to go and so that we can repack it the exact same way. So we started to take the layers off and the layers off. And as we're getting down into the layers, it's like, my goodness, how many times did they wrap this thing in bubble wrap? How many times did they like shove paper into it? Why is there so much styrofoam? Like, just, it probably took us, what, a solid 15 minutes to just get into the thing, right?
Yes.
I would say that. Then we got to the layer of the plexiglass box. Now, if you've seen pictures of it, it was the big lock-picking oversized mechanism with all the tumblers and the lock-picking tools. And on the outside was a plexiglass box so that you could not physically reach in and touch the tumblers.
The
Fine.
last minute and a half of unpacking.
The last minute and a half of unpacking, we open it up, we get to the plexiglass, and we realize that the plexiglass is shattered. Like, the side has shattered and is busted off. And I'm, at this point, mortified, because all I can think to myself is, oh my gosh, I have something of ZeniMax and Bethesda's that is now broken, that has been in my possession for like a month. I'm like, oh no. So, we send a message to the Nines. They're gonna get in contact with Jess. We're just gonna keep unpacking and hope that everything's well from there down. Then we get a little further into the unpacking and we realize that we've got the tools, fine. Those look like they're in decent shape. They're not broken, nothing like that. But we get to the actual lockpicking piece itself. And the back box, like the back of the box, like magnets on. And some of the tumblers are like in weird positions and stuff like that. So the back has actually popped off after the two of us tiny people get it out of this ginormous box. And it's not heavy, it's just big. And we get it on the table, and the back pops off, and all of the insides of the lock-picking mechanism fall out onto the table. And I think I wanted to cry, if I'm being completely honest at that point, because now I was like, okay, great. Now I have something that's really broken, and I also have something that has been advertised by Adventurers Guild of Giving for this event that people are looking forward to as a, like, an activation at this event, and we can't use it because it's in pieces. And, like, not like, oh, the back just popped off, we'll put it back together. Like, a problem of, oh, things have unscrewed themselves. The actual tumbler,
You know,
like,
we were doing okay. We were figuring it out
yeah,
until that one wire actually snapped, and then we were screwed.
yeah.
Except
So we started to put it together again and reset everything, and we realized that the piece that was holding the tumblers in place, that's 3D printed, was broken, but it could, like, sort of sit there and be okay. And then the wires on the back of the box broke, like Gwen said, and then the Fallout experience people came over and looked at us and said, are you guys okay? And we both were like, no, we are not okay. And they're like, what is that? And we're like, it's the lockpicking box we're supposed to be using for the event. And they said, well, what's wrong with it? And we're like, that's a great question. There's no instructions on how to use this. There's no instructions on how it goes together. Like, we're not really sure. We're not really sure.
And then they just grabbed their soldering gun and came back over and helped us fix it.
Yeah, so Tyler from the Fallout experience, who's absolutely amazing, came over. He helped us reattach and resolder one of the wires that had broken off. And we're like, amazing. It is put back together, except it wasn't. But it was, but it wasn't. So it was still very, very broken. But we managed to at least get the innards of the box back inside the lockpicking, like, case. And then was the challenge of, like, how does this thing actually work? Because we didn't know how to turn it on. Well, first of all, we didn't know you had to turn it on. We didn't know anything about it, and we're like, it doesn't make noise. None of the tumblers stick down. Like, what is this? And so we kind of let it go for the day because the Ninetales were going to contact Jess Folsom and see if she could find the company that built it and all of this stuff. So we kind of let it go for the evening, except when we were also talking to the Fallout people, they were like, well, how does it work? And we're like, we don't know. And they're like, does it have a battery? Because it has like a a brain, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a little confused because we have all these wires in here, but like there's nowhere to plug it in or like nothing to do. And so we lifted it up and we found out there was like a massive battery underneath, like a big fat battery. So we plugged it in and it was so dead that it only had like 1% by the time we left from charging. So I took it home with me and like plugged it in overnight just to see if it worked. So basically by the end of Wednesday, what we had was 2 tents set up, a bunch of tablecloths, one of which that I had spilled Celsius on, so I took it home to wash it, a broken lockpicking box, no nine tails because they were driving from where they live 20 hours, and just Gwen and I. So we decided that it was all in a good day's work and we couldn't do anything else without anyone else or anything else. So what did we do? We went and got a drink. So, yeah. That was Wednesday. And then, after that, nothing that had to do with GCX, but in my one brain cell between the two of us, we had a fun time. We went to Disney for the evening, we had dinner, we did some stuff, and I lost my prescription sunglasses, which then resulted in Gwen waiting on me to go everywhere that we had already been to try and find them. I eventually did find them, but it was a whole side quest in itself. So, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add about Wednesday, Gwen, but that was our Wednesday, and it was a wild time.
Yeah, that was that. So pretty much at this point, I am sleep deprived because I had been up finishing last minute things and making stuff packed and fitting and traveling and blah 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 blah. And then we went through all of that. Just us, 2 Bosmer, 1 brain cell.
Yep.
And I didn't care that you had to go do that. I was so tired. It was one of those, whatever, I'm sitting, I'm content. I was so tired.
I'm sitting in AC and I'm happy.
Right? I was like, oh, AC? What's AC? This lovely invention.
Yep.
Because I had still just been recovering from getting back from Europe, so I'm still jet lagged at this point. And it's just, yep, another event, let's go.
Yep.
But that was Wednesday. And then we had Thursday.
Yeah. So, Wednesday night, I also was saying to myself, I have to finish the rumors for this event. I have promised that I would write rumors, and it has been a whirlwind of shenanigans, and I have been so exhausted, I kept falling asleep, so I didn't finish my rumors. So I tried on Wednesday, fell asleep, and then woke up Thursday and was frantically trying to finish writing the new rumors. So,
I was frosting sweet rolls in the hotel room. I packed that
Gwen,
blue paint. I was frosting sweet rolls in the hotel room.
yeah, Gwen was working on finishing set pieces. I was working on finishing quest pieces. The 9s finally arrived, and they had arrived at about 8 p.m. or so, I think, on Wednesday night.
Or so, because we didn't get in contact with each other until closer to 11.
Yeah.
And I was literally asleep, face first into the bed, feet hang off. I was dead tired. I finally woke up and saw the message that they were on the way for the badge. Just like, I was tired.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I was trying to frantically finish writing. I actually finished writing the rumors quests, got them printed out at like an office store because I don't have a printer anymore. And then got over to there by about noonish, I think. And when I arrived, things were already looking like so much more night markety because we were finally starting to do like set dressing. Reishi Spores made an amazing ripboard.
Oh my gosh. That ripboard was proper ripboard.
It looked like it looked like it was pulled right out of the game.
Yep. Yes.
Like,
yes.
Just so good. So
absolutely
good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. You know what I realized, Gwen? I never signed the book. Did you ever sign the book?
I never signed the book.
Awesome. So next event we have to sign the book. So some of the really amazing, like, we had... So when you think night market, of course, you think like all the different factions and the different things. So we were kind of like leaning into that a little bit. So the tables had, you know, like fabrics and skulls and gold and we had the Thieves' Trove that Gwen made, and there was a lockbox down on the side, and we had a bunch of chests and all sorts of things. But we'll try and probably post some pictures on our socials as well. If you follow Adventurers Guild of Giving, or you saw any of our Lore Seekers posts over the weekend, we had some pictures of those. But it was really, really well done. But we also had this amazing book stand that Gwen made for this really awesome book that people could sign when they came over to visit the booth, and talk to the people in the Thieves' Den. So we had that, and we had all of the art books from in-game, which was really amazing, because we had the different leather-covered, like, Naru's journal, and the original book that has the Ouroboros on the front, and just, like, a lot of really cool stuff.
The
for
idea
people to
was,
look
if someone came over to the Thieves' Den area, they would be able to easily access the lockpicking station, and they could look around, they could talk to the thieves, they could rummage, they could read lore, they could actively look at lore and ask questions right there. And I think we did okay on that side.
Yeah, actually, I did have a couple people who actually, like, stopped and talked to me about some lore stuff, which was really, really cool. So, that was neat to be able to walk over and, like, reference the art books, which was so amazing. And even though I moved my camera a minute ago, I've apparently been logged out of the game. So, people can still hear us, but they just can't see us. As I log back in right now.
Yep.
Because I was distracted by killing a bot that was trying to sell stuff in our chat, as usual, once every show. Oi. Yeah.
So we had the Thieves' Den tent, where people could go and talk to the thieves, because we had the one of the local LARP groups helping. Yes?
They're actually not a LARP group. They're actually a stage combat group. So
okay.
Their name is Lance, and they do theatrical and stage combat. So they're like one of our ones that when we do Ren fairs here in Central Florida, do an actual living chessboard, which is really, really amazing. They hold auditions, all of that stuff. So I don't know if you heard us talking about this, Gwen, because I think you were off doing your Sweet Roll Scaffin thing, but that group actually held auditions for our like night market stuff. So the people that were there auditioned and were the ones that got selected for it, and they were awesome. We had an orc, we had some Imperial Guards, we had all sorts of stuff, but they, besides that, also did like hours of research. So a few of them have played Elder Scrolls games, and some actually played ESO as well, but the ones that didn't, they actually did roughly 15 to 20 hours of like research on ESO and on some of the lore stuff to be able to be at our booth, which I thought was so incredible and like so above and beyond for a group. Like, I was so impressed with them, to the point that I actually kind of want to get involved with them here. I think that would be amazing. So, and Ryman says, kind of like the Harry Potter chessboard. Yeah, think exactly like that. That's exactly what it's like. So,
Oh, like cosplay chess.
yeah, that's basically what
Yeah,
they do.
that's something that we do at conventions in the Midwest all the time. It's like it's a Sunday staple.
Yeah, they do it here for, they have different like themed ones. So they've got a whole bunch of different story arcs that they use for them, and they change them, I think, based on which like fairs and stuff they're at. I was looking through their page earlier, and I think they have like a pirate themed chess one, and they've got like, you know, your typical just high fantasy Renaissance fair one as well. But yeah, they were a fantastic group to work with. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, I'm going to give them a shout out. Their name is Lance Orlando. Go ahead and follow them on their socials to see what they're up to. But they were fantastic. They had like stocks, and they were heckling people, and they got to pick what signs they put on.
Did you look at the crimes list? Because the crimes list was amazing.
It was so good. It was like looking guilty, What was the other one?
Sober was a crime. Drunk was also
was
a crime. But sober was a crime, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. One of the other ones was
PDA.
What's the one that was the funny one with the guy? There was a girl, and they had him in the stocks, and they said it's because he hadn't gotten a ring yet.
Oh,
False advertisement. False
I missed that
advertisement.
one.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. They're like, "What's that you did again?" And he's like, "False advertisement." And they're like, "Get it on video. What are you gonna do when you leave here?" And he's like, "Buy a ring." And I looked at him when he was in the stocks, and I knelt down and I said, "You probably better get a ring of Mara soon, otherwise you're gonna be in even bigger trouble." And I stood up and walked away, and the girl started laughing. And I was like, "Oh no." Oh no. Yikes. So, yeah.
Anyway, we all had fun. They were great.
Yeah. They were really, really, really good group of people. But, so there was like a corner that was them, then there was a corner that was the Thieves' Den, and then what else was there, Gwen?
And then we had a corner of alchemy, where one of the Lance people was teaching alchemy classes throughout the weekend. You could make a potion. And then we also had another corner where we had the streaming PC, the favor, the quest board, the curator hanging out. And then across the way, so far away, was the place where you could play the game.
Yeah.
Where you could actually people could try ESO if they wanted to.
Yeah, it was like really, really awesome alchemy class. People really enjoyed it, and the thing that was amazing that they did was they asked people, like, you can either do a potion or a poison, and like, what do you want it to do, and these different colors or these different types of ingredients, explain why you're using them. And it was really interactive and very, very cool. They did a fantastic job with that, I think. So it was definitely a fun time. I actually have one of the potions sitting in front of me on my desk right now, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, mine's currently sitting in my bag in my liquids bag, ready for it to go on the plane.
I hope it doesn't leak. Check it, because I glued it so fast.
Super fast, and that's why it's in a bag, and that bag is in another bag, because now it's a bag in a bag. It's safe. It's safe.
Bag in a bag in a bag in a bag.
Yeah. Let's see. Hanging from the tents, we had my little watchlings, Octo and Wheeler, which was an absolute hilarious joke, because my daughter named them, and we didn't know who our dev was going to be that weekend.
We did not. We didn't even know if we were going to.
So we had two. Devs. So we had two Wheelers in our tent.
Yes, we did. So Brian Wheeler actually was able to come down and hang out with us for the 2 days,
yeah.
And that was really, really great to have him there. He just kind of like hung around and chatted with people, and was very supportive and really, really awesome. So we can't thank Zoss enough for allowing him to come down and having him come down to hang out with us. It was really great.
Yes, exactly. All of that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love that one of them was named Wheeler, and then we had Wheeler there.
My daughter named them. It was not me. It was a total accident. It was hilarious.
So good. So that brings us to like the actual kind of other thing that happened on Friday that we haven't said yet, because I know I was nervous. I don't know if you were nervous, but I was nervous.
So I was kind of nervous. But...
I was like pleasantly nervous. I was excited and nervous.
Okay, what were you nervous about?
Well, it's just kind of like one of those things of, hey, we did a panel on stage at a major event representing a game that we all play together and the community, and I didn't want to screw that up.
Oh, see, for me, that was one of the least nervous things. That was one of the least nerve-wracking things, because minus Jason Spizak, I've talked to all of you a bunch, and
well, that's true.
Just all of us hanging out, just having a conversation. It's just people watching us have a conversation.
Yeah, I think it was the more thing of like I was very aware that there was a stream like I was very aware that we were doing this live on their GCX channel. And I
I
think
was not.
that's
I
what,
was Gwen in the Void. Like,
yeah.
if anyone sees the photo from that, I was Gwen the Void.
Yeah, your hat was massive.
It was
So
gorgeous.
before, yeah, we'll talk about what you were dressed like and
Let's
what you
finish
did
this
for Quest,
first.
but
Let's
let's
finish
finish
this
this
first.
first.
Yeah.
So Friday, we had the opportunity to do a panel with Wes Johnson and Jason Spisak, who are both voice actors for many a game. But of course, relating to us, it was voice acting in the Elder Scrolls and the Elder Scrolls Online. So most people I would say probably know who Wes is. Wes has done like a million voices for Oblivion. He's like the halt there, criminal scum. As well as he's done Sheogorath, he's done, you know, Hermaeus Mora in the past for Elder Scrolls Online, as well as Sheo stuff. Like he's just done so many video game voices. He's done stuff for Fallout, he's done all kinds of stuff. And Wes is a very amazing, very charitable guy. Like he helps a lot with charity. He helps fundraise for Voice-a-Palooza and for Alzheimer's awareness. He does stuff with Fallout for Hope. He just is amazingly sweet, down to earth, just all around awesome. And I had never met Jason Spizak until then, but he also did a bunch of extra voice work and has done a ton of voiceover stuff for gaming and for acting, and just you name it, he's probably done it. If you look at his like run of all the things that he's voiced over, but he is one of the ones that actually did the timing and the pacing and like the sounds for the Argonians in game. So it was really fun to hear him talk and do his Argonian stuff. And then also I think he did some high elves and dark elves. So lots of voiceover experience between the two of them, lots of Elder Scrolls and Fallout work, and just what an opportunity for us to be able to sit with them on a stage and talk to them about voiceover stuff, with Mrs. Ninetail from her community and the stream team and the creator program, and also, you know, as she's one of the founders of the Adventurers Guild of Giving, which is the non-profit that we were there with for the booth. So just so cool. The crazy thing was they didn't really tell us the time limit. They just were kind of like, yeah, go on stage, and we assumed.
Yep, we were told just go on stage, do the thing,
yeah,
and then
we
we
assumed we had an hour.
Yep, it gave me this layout with times for each of these question sets. Like, okay, I'll follow this, I'll follow the times, we'll follow this, and the guy just gets on the stage and goes, holds up his hand 5 and looks at me 5. I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay, now we're gonna speed run this, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. So the amazing thing about Wes and Jason is they can both talk for a million years, and it's super
and then
natural.
We can too, of course.
Yeah. So of course we're like trying to get things in and like the important stuff. So asking them about voice acting and what it means to be in these games and how they've affected people and how it's affected them, and then also talking to Mrs. Ninetails about, you know, what is, and myself and Gwen about community, and like what is community to you, and what has it done to change your perspective, and how can community help people, and like trying to jam all of that into that time. We did run over, but it was funny because Wes was like, well, they didn't tell us, they didn't give us a time. And he said they had the same thing happen later on with their stuff that they did for Voice-a-Palooza too, so I didn't feel so bad. But yeah, it was a really crazy experience. I had someone send us a screenshot, or like someone send me a screenshot of all of us on stage with Wes and Jason, and it was just like, holy cow, that's us, and there's the Elder Scrolls Online thing in the background, and it's just like, what? Like, such a cool moment, and something that will probably always be with me for a long time, because they were amazing at stepping in too, because, you know, when everything was announced, we still had Gina and Finn coming at the time, so to have to pivot and have all of that done and so quickly, and to have them both step in and help with that was amazing. So yeah, that was the panel part. And then the rest of the day was just quests and talking with people. really cool stuff was after that panel. I don't know if you had people approach you, Gwen, but I had a few people approach myself to talk about just, what we were talking about, how it resonated with them about the community and what it means to be in different communities. And I thought that was really, really cool. So I'm glad that we were able to make an impact while we were there, which was neat.
Exactly. Yep.
So.
Yeah, it was odd to be approached about panels. I'm like, oh, I just had a conversation with a bunch of people I like on stage. Oh, people actually watch that. Now they want to talk about it. Okay, yeah, sure, all right. Yep. Let's talk.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wait, you want to... For me, it's always that moment of like, the Adam Sandler gif where he's like looking side to side and then he points at himself like, me? You want to talk to me? Like, that's what I always feel like when anybody approaches me as a creator, because it feels like, it's not that I feel out of place or anything like that, but it's just like, wait, out of everyone in here, you're coming to talk to me.
I've noticed whenever, yeah. I've noticed oh gosh. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, go ahead. Ryman just said that never goes away.
Yeah, I've noticed, like, when I'm in cosplay and stuff and there's an event going on, it always goes one of two ways. Either you have people coming up just going, oh, that was amazing, I like your thing. Or you have someone coming up that actually wants to have an in-depth conversation and continue the conversation that they just saw.
Mm-hmm.
It goes one of two ways, and it's gauging that in the first 2 seconds of, is it just hi, bye, or is it something?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly. So it's such a cool experience, but it's also a little, like I said, it felt like a little out of body. And which is so weird for me because I'm literally a performer for my job. Like, I do that every day, and the same type of thing happens in that job, but I think it's because I'm very confident in that job. So because I'm confident in that, it doesn't seem out of place or out of ordinary for me. Whereas when we're doing it with this stuff, it's not that it's out of place either, but it's just, it feels less like I feel less secure, I guess, in what I'm doing. So that's why it still takes me aback a little bit sometimes, where I'm like, oh, wait.
See, for me,
okay.
it's the opposite. So anytime it comes to Elder Scrolls stuff, I've noticed, I don't get nervous. I kind of got nervous when we were first getting ready on Friday, like before the convention, right? When I'm like packing, getting putting my makeup and stuff together, I'm like, and I stopped and I had that moment of, why am I nervous? Why am I nervous? Like, what's the difference? I wore this, minus the, like, extra silly bits, I wore this exact same costume, like, 2 weeks ago. Why am I nervous now? It's because there's other people there that aren't Elder Scrolls people. It's like, well, I'm still going to be hanging out with my friends and doing Elder Scrolls things. So there's no reason to be nervous. It's fine. We're just hanging out with friends. It's fine. And it is.
Yeah, agreed. It was. And it was great. Rest of day just like involved, like I said, getting to know people and having people do the rumors and the quests, and me figuring out that one of the rumors was apparently confusing that I wrote.
Oh yeah, some of those rumors confused me because I was getting questions. I'm like, no, I am not that person.
So I think it's because, and I figured this out after actually going and doing one myself, I don't believe it was how it was written. I believe it was that some of the booths that were directing people to stuff were directing them to the wrong thing. So long story short, with the rumors that we built, so okay, wait, let's back up a minute. So at our booth, one of the things that we could do is it was night market themed. Because it was night market themed, we could pledge to a faction. They went through a whole thing where they talked to someone who was like a curator. The curator explained the factions to them. They allowed them to pick whatever faction they went, and then they got a ribbon. That ribbon they could attach to their GCX badge to represent their faction, and then they could go around and actually earn favor, just like we could in game when we were doing the night market. They would earn 5 favor for doing a task. Tasks included things like using our lockpicking box, going around and scavenger hunting certain things like vocab words or dialogue words from the Thousand Eyes. There was a thieving thing where you had to learn how to become a better thief. There was another one where you could discover the mounts of Tamriel and figure out 2 different types of mounts that corresponded to other booths in the venue. Just things like that. we worked with other vendors and partnered with other vendors that were there to hold on to some of the clues or to some of the rumors. So basically it started like a multi-step fetch quest. So it was, hey, go talk to someone in the night market. They'll tell you what to do. Then you had to go pickpocket off of someone. For pickpocketing, we had 2 NPCs, I'm saying in quotes, walking around the venue in our, like, associated with our booth, and they had clothespins on their back. On the clothespins were numbers, and then when you pulled the clothespin off, you pulled a number which corresponded to the rumor that was started. Then once you got that, it would direct you to different places, like, hey, go over to Oddity Sisters for your next clue, or whatever, your next part of the rumor. Then from there, it would tell them to do something else. Go to this place to learn more about how to become a better thief. Then after that, go back to the Thieves' Den, where they will tell you what your final step is. And the final step is, okay, now you get to lockpick the box multiple times. Then when you finish it, if you come back, you give the answer to the rumor, you got 5 favor, and then Gwen built these really awesome favor counters that were kind of like tall jars, if you will, that were lit, and you could drop the 5 favor into it. If you saw any of the socials from the weekend, you probably saw some of those lit up. So we had all the factions going against each other, completing things and filling up those jars, which was super, super cool. Yeah, go ahead.
On the note with the jars, it's one of those, okay, one, we had to cut them in half and then redo them the night before, just because the favor we thought was gonna be like 3-4 times the size, and it actually ended up being these tiny little beads.
Yeah.
And 2, I'm really glad it was a clear winner. I'm really glad it was just Thousand Eyes and it was really quick. Not necessarily that it was Thousand Eyes, but that it was a clear winner, because I don't know about you, but I did not want to count all of that favor if it was really close.
Absolutely not.
Yep.
Absolutely not.
Yep, no.
It would have been bad.
Continue.
Yeah. So we did that. The other thing to add about Friday is Friday, when we came in, the lockpicking box was like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to work anymore. And I was like, what? Because we figured out how to get it to make noise. And on Thursday, we figured out how to get it to make noise. And we figured out that it could get the pins depressed, but it would not release the pins. And the only way to release the pins was to pull the whole back off and let it reset. And when you did that, then everything fell out the back of the box again. And I was like, great, awesome, what do we do? So the solution that I had at the time was I got a whole bunch of electrical tape and a whole bunch of painter's tape, and I shimmed up and taped all of the stuff in position inside of the box, closed the back, and crossed my fingers. However, we didn't realize that another wire had broken in transit. When we found it the night before, we just left the box open and we marked it. And then when the Fallout people came in on Friday morning, we begged for them to come over and solder that wire back on. And they did. And it was awesome, because then we figured out how to do the actual lockpicking and then how to make it release. And when we did that, I don't think anybody in the building didn't hear me scream, because I literally screamed, ran over, did a high kick, and said yes, because I was so proud of myself for figuring out how to get it to work. And it wasn't just me. I mean, we had help from some of the other people that were there with us. You know, we had somebody who was an electrician, and they were looking at stuff and trying to help. And I was just so happy when it finally worked. So it worked all day for the most part. There were a few times that we had to pop the back off and reset it, but in general, it held together with painter's tape and some electrical tape, which was crazy, but it worked. So,
you are now a master thief.
I am now a master thief. I for sure did take one of the ribbons. So some of the things that we had in the booth was we had little ribbons that could go on your badges. We had Master Thief, which is if you did lockpicking multiple times and you came back and told them some of the stuff from the Thieves' Den. Then we had Keeper of Whispers, which was if you did all of the rumors. And then we had Paragon of Champion or something like that. And it was if you did everything that you could possibly do at the booth and in the GCX app for our group. which was really, really cool. So those are all like ribbons that you could obtain to hang at the bottom of your badge, which was really fun. And they were really, really well done. Really, really well done. The Nine Tails did a fantastic job on those. Like, just could not talk them up enough, to the point that people were like, these are amazing, I collect ribbons, can I have another one? And we had to start limiting what people were taking or what we were giving out of them, because we were like nervous we were going to run out. So that was a cool problem to have, I guess. And I think that was pretty much Friday, which leads us into the most crazy, hectic, busy day of Saturday, unless you have anything else to add about Friday.
I mean, we hit a bunch of sweet rolls, and they didn't actually find them
that's
on
right.
Friday. That was a thing that happened. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was so annoying that you are just completely blocking that entire thing.
I'm not blocking it out.
Friday.
I'm not blocking it out. I even put it in the notes. I just like was brain dead and missed it there. So yeah, tell them about your sweet roll quest, because this was amazing. You're amazing, and your cosplay was amazing.
So I did something I have never done in my entire life, and don't think I will ever do again. I wore Crocs. Yeah, that happened. So it started off as a silly idea. Yep, it started off as a silly idea of, why don't I enter the cosplay contest? Well, the theme's vacation, so why don't we just do a scaffin on vacation? Because I was already going to do Clavicus File for the tavern, but we can't do Clavicus File, but we could do a scaffin. And then it turned into, well, what if we did vacation scaffin with all of the, like, Florida things you expect to see someone wearing in Florida? The silly Hawaiian print shirt, the giant floppy hat, the Croc shoes, the tiki mug, the coconut tiki mug. And we kind of did, that's kind of what happened. I took a button up, and you did the old school bleach thing and painted on some sweet rolls, and took some Crocs, and then hollowed out a skull and put in a mug, and put some flowers and butterfly, and painted some purple brew. So we had one of the Witch Mother's brew, basically, and got the biggest floppy hat I could find and cut some holes in it for the horns. And then, because Florida is actually hotter than Germany in summer, can confirm that is unfortunate. However, the convention center had AC. So, I wore all of my makeup. And so there was gold makeup everywhere. I had on my stockings, and I was just a silly little goober and ran around doing the silliest voice and shrieking and being annoying as all oblivion as I could think of. And I actually did not know where any of the sweet rolls were. I had someone else hide the sweet rolls, so I really didn't know. So if people came up to me and asked for a hint, I could not give them a hint. At one point, someone actually came up with a white frosting sweet roll and thought that they were very sweet. No, it has to be blue frosting. Only frosting of blue. Because I knew some people still had sweet rolls from last year, and I didn't want anyone to think that they could cheat. So
Why, yes, I did.
Yeah, no cheating. So we had to differentiate them. So I decided to do Fargrave sweet rolls, so we painted them blue instead. That way they'd be different. Very obvious, and you never know who has a sweet roll laying around, right? And they're everywhere, far and wide. And I was walking through all the sound stages, the convention center. I kind of just made my little NPC dialogue, going, "Oh, my sweet rolls, they're missing." Much more annoying than that. I'm not going to make you suffer through that. Thank you for listening. I will not make you suffer through that. Saying my own little silly NPC dialogue. Basically, by the end of the weekend, I told everyone at the beginning of the weekend, I apologize now. But if you do not cringe at least once, if you are not annoyed by me by the end of this weekend, I am not doing my job. And I really, truly hope. Because I know I at least annoyed one person, because there was one person who may have given me an interesting review. So I did do my job. I did do my job. I'm proud of my job. I did a great job. But it was a fun quest. I had fun with it. I hope everyone else had fun with it. And I know you wanted the sweet rolls to maybe just be a start of a rumor or something, because we wanted to be careful, because the reward for the sweet rolls, the reward for finding a sweet roll, was either a golden honor or a clan mother to Dolly plush. And so these are like exclusive event plushies from the Amsterdam event. So we wanted to be really stingy with these. We didn't want to just give them away. But apparently finding sweet rolls in a giant convention center is actually really hard. And at the end of Saturday, there was still one left.
Yeah, which is crazy. But we had what, like 43 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was crazy. It was crazy. But you did a great job with it.
Yeah, it was very fun. Sure. Ultimately did not end up doing the cosplay contest. I was just too busy. I was having too much fun.
Yeah. It was amazing. Oh, so Saturday. Oh, pardon me. Saturday flew by. So busy.
For you.
Yeah.
Saturday was a crawl for me because, well, I was hunched over like a scaffin, right? Walking around kind of like bent knee and everything all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But really, because we had everything done and set up Friday, and we had already kind of had a routine and everything going on Friday, Saturday was just repeat.
Yeah, rinse and repeat, basically.
Rinse and repeat. So Saturday was actually kind of long.
Yeah, see, for me, Saturday flew by because my family came, and that's the first time my kid's ever been to anything like that. So he was like in another plane of existence. Like he was just having such an amazing time. He got to do all the stuff at our booth. He loved hanging out with the people that were with us. Like, he just had the best time ever. Which was really, really amazing, and I was so thankful that they were able to do that. But for me, Saturday flew. It was busy. There were people talking to me a lot. I was trying to help with the rumors that people were getting stuck on. We had some other amazing content creators there who came by and streamed as well. So it was just trying to, like, keep up with everything, I guess, while also having family there. So, it just felt like crazy busy to me. My kid, and this is kind of like slightly off topic, but not at the same time. So when you send a kid to a con like that, or you bring a kid to a con like that, and especially when it's one that does stuff for charity and people are streaming and stuff, you suddenly, I did not realize, but he came home with like an entire loot haul that was completely unexpected. So he went by a booth that was streaming for St. Jude's, and they were doing on-stream donations to correspond to things that were happening in the venue, and someone donated for him to like spin this wheel multiple times, and they did, and he ended up winning like a full set of Pokemon cards that were like specialty St. Jude's boxed Pokemon cards, and like not bad cards either, like some pretty valuable or like decent cards. And then he won like a playmat, and he won a case to put them in, and he won sleeves to put them in, and I was just like, what is happening? He comes running up to me, he's like, Mommy, look at all the Pokemon cards that I got. And I'm like, what? Where did you get these from? And he's like, I won them on stream. And I'm like, you won them on stream?
Little dude made out like a bandit on Halloween.
Little dude made out like a bandit. He got that. He got a bunch of Destiny stuff. I bought him like a 3D printed dragon. Like, he made out. Made out. It was insane. And I still have all of it at my house. He made 2 or 3 potion bottles from our booth. Like, he just had the best freaking time.
So I actually did find a not broken kazoo, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was the other thing is Gwen's Scaffin on Saturday was giving out kazoos.
So a couple things. One, we will remember when I was telling the German tavern thing, the tales or dance, where you had to tell me a tale or do a dance. I decided to do that again.
I love it.
except at GCX as well. So while I was going around doing my scaffing thing, I threw a bunch of white frosting sweet rolls and some kazoos in the heavy sack. And so we did the exact same thing again, except the prizes this time were a white frosting sweet roll or a kazoo.
I love it.
Because if I'm going to be annoying, I might as well let everyone else be annoying too.
Well, and kazoos have history.
They do. Kazoos are a
with
part
ESO.
of the Elder Scrolls fam lore at this point. That's just how it is. So, I had to include kazoos. It needed to happen. That's just how Gwen's brain works.
For sure.
But then, while we're on the topic of things I did at the German Tavern here, now that everything actually made it over to the US and is all at their given homes that they're supposed to be in, the Sheogora flag did make it to West Johnson. That did happen. No longer have to hold your breath on that for people who are curious. That did happen. And then, and the other thing that I got at the tavern that I didn't say when we were talking about the tavern was this 15-foot by like 3-foot banner of the 10-year anniversary painting. And that went to the Adventurers Guild of Giving to use at future events, so that way they can have some tavern atmosphere.
So amazing.
So both things made it to their given homes and are now there.
And also, thank you, Raymond. I got my picture. Thank you. And my stuff. That's very nice.
All of the deliveries have happened. I am no longer obligated to anything for the time being.
All of the deliveries. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like I said, Saturday was just a wild day. And then the Thousand Eyes won.
The Thousand Eyes won.
Mm-hmm.
Which was interesting. We were curious about who was really going to win ultimately, because the Destiny crowd, I'd feel is more ruckus, but the type of people who are interested in doing quests and going to doing the types of quests and stuff apparently was just Thousand Eyes.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy to me. I don't even know that it was just Thousand Eyes. I think because a bunch of people pledged Ruckus, but then like went and got in lines for stuff because Saturday had Matt Mercer and a bunch of like bigger names, or like, you know, people that people might want to meet, voice actors and stuff. So I feel like a lot of people came by our booth on the way to go get in line because we were in that space. We had the space where people would meet people, except obviously Matt Mercer kind of had his own space dedicated and whatnot. But a lot of people were in our area or close by. Like Wes was literally right next to us when people wanted to meet him. So, you know, it was a busy place, but I feel like you said, like, there were people from Destiny and stuff that pledged Ruckus, but I think that they only got to do like one or two things. We had a few come back at the very end of the con and they're like, okay, now that everything's over, I want to do the quest. And it's like, okay, but we're packing up. Like,
Yep.
If you can find it, it's going to be in these two locations. It's like, oh, okay. Or, hey, can you do lockpicking or whatnot?
Like, we were taking down the whole tent and everything at that point. Like, it was past 5, everything was done. They said hard stop at 5. There was people still wanting to finish up potions, and the Lance people, bless them, they were still letting them finish up the potions and letting them do their thing. And so we held off on that table till the end, but the people who wanted to do it, they were really into it.
Yeah. And the other thing that happened on Saturday was, yet again, the lockpicking box was broken. So I forgot to mention that. At the top of the day, Wheeler and I spent probably like 15 minutes trying to figure out how to reinforce the thing that held up the pins. And we ended up rigging it with like a two clothespins to like support it. Which was kind of crazy.
Okay, so if that is truly the most like Thieves Guild thing I can think of, is just jerry rigging something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I put a clothespin clipped to the base of the I don't know how to explain it. explain it other than say bracket that held everything up, and then put another clothespin underneath it, like shoved to prop it up to keep it from falling out, and then used electrical tape again to like retape together the little mechanisms and the solenoids. And then once we got that, we put it on, and then I like taped the back of the box on so that it wouldn't pop up or pop off when we reset the box each time, and it worked all day. So hooray. Like literally the craziest thing ever for me personally to figure out how to put back together. So that was kind of fun. But yeah.
So you're
But
what, level like 20 in crafting now?
Yeah, probably.
Crafting and thievery? Yeah.
At least. After that event, for sure. So, but the lockpicking, really great in like theory and concept, and I'm sure if it hadn't come to us broken, it would have been amazing. And much less of a headache. So, that's all I can think of for Saturday in my tired stupor. I don't know, anything else for you other than breakdown and all the fun that we had after?
No, that's pretty much it. Also, the Florida heat rivals that of the Deadlands.
Indeed. It surely...
Yeah, I will spare you guys all of my dialogue, but it is stuck in my head now because I was repeating that for 2 days straight. Ugh.
Yeah. I have always jokingly said that we live in Murkmire, and I think Gwen knows now it's true.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Basically,
but yeah, then we just had a regular teardown, and we all got to hang out afterwards.
Yep. The teardown is crazy because they give you like we basically get 2 days to set up, and then teardown was like, okay, you get 45 minutes. It's like, what?
That's
Okay.
kind of normal for an event, though. But yeah.
Yeah. But it's hard too, like when you have a timed slot for your cars to come in, especially when you have so many different pieces.
Okay, so for people who haven't done 1,542 events, that's why the people who do events a lot, they start to like move things around and pack up the little things, the stuff people don't notice. Because normally, you're not allowed to take down before the end of the show. That's normally the hard, fast rule. You can't. Everyone gets all the same immersion. It's unfair to anyone else. Blah, 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 blah. GCX is not like that. GCX has the very hard, fast rule of everything is done at 5. They have advertised that. They have stated that vendors deserve the same amount of time to hang out in the parks afterwards, and exhibitors as well. So everything's done at 5. So we were starting to like clean things up and move away some of the decor and just put things in the boxes and get it going. So that way we could get it done. And it really was. Ultimately, we did hurry up and wait because we did, as far as I'm concerned, we did excellent because we got to the point
I think so too.
where we were packed up before our car slot. And that's the best you can ask for.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah.
Pretty great. So we managed to get packed up. We managed to get everything put away and, drive around or whatever. It still took us a while. Like the Nines and I did not get to Universal till after you and Wheeler and Lord Eternal and Echo, Rashi and stuff. We got there after you all, but at least we got there still with plenty of time left to hang out and do stuff, because one of the things you can do is purchase an after party ticket for GCX, and it basically is you get into the park, and then when they kick all the rest of the guests out, we get like a specialty area to hang out and meet and do all that stuff. So our areas were the like city area that's like, I don't know if it's technically San Francisco, I'm not sure, but kind of like the San Francisco type area. And then we had Harry Potter Diagon Alley, and then we had as well like a few other additional rides and things open like around the Mummy area. So it was pretty cool to be able to go on rides with people. We sat and had dinner and hung out, and a bunch of us got wands for Harry Potter, and we went and like did the wand stuff all together, and it was just a really cool, fun time after you've like done a whole exhibit or like done all of the con stuff.
We did
to
a
be
show,
able to,
and then we got to decompress with our friends. It was a good
decompress
time.
with everybody.
That's pretty much all I could say about it.
Yeah, I got home at about 1:30 in the morning, and then I went to bed at about 2:30 in the morning. So, yeah, it was great. Like, truly, the Nine-Tailed Foxes are awesome at getting the ball rolling on this and starting everything, and then allowing us to help bring it to life. And it was just such a cool experience this year. And to see people and talk to people and hear them get excited about Elder Scrolls, and to hear them like, I hope you're coming back next year. You know, just that kind of stuff is so encouraging, especially when it's a nonprofit and you're doing stuff for charity. Like, is it hard work? Yeah. Do you have to sometimes front money for things? You know, of course, but it's worth it when you know that it's helping people. So, yeah, it's really cool.
It was a good time, and I'm really glad that they decided to do this, and we were able to help. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. I look forward to seeing what it continues to grow to in the future.
Yeah, every year we've grown a little bit, so I hope that it just like continues to grow, and that this next year is even bigger. So, and that maybe we can get some other conventions or things going as well, you know? So, all right, Never, you've kind of heard our basic stories about everything. Do you have any questions for us, or anything that you're like,
yeah,
why'd you
are you
guys
still
do that?
there?
Are you even there?
Did
you fall asleep?
I did
You
not.
fell asleep. I'm just kidding. He's just drinking coffee.
Nope. No coffee.
No
Just
coffee?
finished off my Gatorade.
Nice.
I did just have to step away because I think y'all have given me the E-flu.
Oh no. You too?
Nah.
How do we give it through the
That's why I said it's the E-flu.
Yeah, I guess so. Gosh.
Nah, I think I've got some, sinus or allergies or something. So, just a little sniffly. No big deal. No, I don't really think I have any questions off the top of my head. It does sound like y'all had a good time. And I look forward to hearing, going forward what plans there might be for next year's event. Maybe bigger and better and whatnot.
Well, I can already tell you when next year's event dates are. Hold on one second. I did take a picture of it. Because they did the big announcement at the end of the con. So next year, GCX is actually going to be 3 days. It's going to be July 23rd through the 25th. So 2 of them are days at GCX. The second day at GCX, there'll be the after party still at Islands of Adventure this next year. But then the third day that they're adding on is an actual full day of Epic Universe that is only for GCX attendees. They are literally buying out the park. So if you purchase your ticket as the 3-day Ultimate Pass, you get basically your 2 days at GCX, your after party at Universal Islands of Adventure, and a 1 day at Epic Universe all together in one package.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair, it's not cheap. GCX is pretty pricey, but when you get these experiences and the things like the Fallout experience and the stuff that we did this year, and Wes Johnson was literally walking around dressed as Sheogorath on Saturday, which I totally forgot to mention. He literally donned his Sheogorath garb and walked around, came through and walked through our area. So I have a really awesome, family picture with Wes Johnson of me and my kiddo and husband and myself, because we all dressed up too. So, I have on, the sort of, tavern style dress, but yeah, pretty crazy. When you think about the fact that there's just some bigger creators or people like Wes or Jason who are roaming around just talking to people, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do have some questions, possibly regarding next year, but I will ask those not on the show because I don't think that's other people.
Cool.
But yeah.
Well, we can move on to end of show notes then.
Well, I was gonna
Yeah.
ask just, and maybe you answered this, but if each of you had to give like your one highlight moment,
Like- What would it be?
yeah, like this is like your one standout moment for the event.
For me, it was definitely the panel with Wes and Jason. Just to like have the honor of being on stage with those two, and with Mrs. Nine and with Gwen, on like an actual stage at a gaming event was absolutely wild to me. I loved it.
Miss Johnson gave me a hug.
That too. I was gonna say, I think it's also just like hugging Wes. And oh, by the way, Wes, I know you probably don't listen to our show, but I'm going to send you what type of boots I have because he asked me twice what kind of boots I had because I liked them. He liked them, and I never got to get back to him on that. So I'm going to make sure to send him a DM. So, yeah, but just like such a down-to-earth person. So I would say that, and then honestly, this sounds crazy, but watching some of the other people's reactions to the creators that were there, and like, you know, I watched someone who was just kind of like shocked that they got to meet Wheeler, which was really cool. And then watching yeah, you know what story I'm talking about. And then watching another very close friend of mine who Wes Johnson is like one of their absolute highlight, like amazing voice actors, people in their life that they really look up to, and that they were literally almost too scared to talk to, and watching them have a conversation with him and how kind and just wonderful he was to them. Those are the types of things that are highlights for me when we do events like this, because it's the community piece, right? Like it's the why we're there. It's to help people not feel so alone in some of those moments, and to get to see that and share that and talk about it is like such a blessing to those of us that get to do it. And we get to do it through this game, which is like the other thing. Like this is the thing that has brought us all together and stemmed that. You know, without ESO, I wouldn't know the Nines, and I wouldn't necessarily know you guys either. And it's what gaming does and how gaming brings people together. And to me, that is an extreme highlight that gets really kind of brought to the forefront when you do something like this.
This is gonna sound horrible, especially after Katie's heartfelt statement there. Not
at all. It will never sound horrible because it's your feelings.
To me, it's just another event. When asked what's gonna stick out to me, I had to think about it because it is just another event. I'm always helping with events and stuff. The Elder Scrolls ones are my favorite. I love helping my friends. I'm really glad that the Nines decided to do something like this. That's something I can help them with, that we're able to reach out and just get things going, and that they were able to do all of this, and hopefully they continue to do it in the future. Because the fact that Elder Scrolls events, even fan events, exist is the highlight of those for me, because it's my fandom. I help with a lot of fandoms, but this one is the one that means a lot because of everything that's happened over the past 6 years. So, yeah, we'll keep it. They keep going, I'll keep helping. That's where we're at with that one.
Sweet.
Also, seeing your kid just have an absolute blast, that was a highlight for me too, because anyone's first convention is just great to watch, because as someone who's so jaded going to conventions, and you just go through the beats of, yep, we got setup, yep, we got show, yep, we got teardown, yeah, we're walking around, we're making sure everything's running smoothly, there's nothing weird going on, cool, awesome. Just seeing someone actually having fun at one of those events it's nice to see, because I'm not used to seeing people actually having fun at a convention anymore, so that was really nice.
Aww. That's really cool. I don't think that sounds bad.
No, not at all.
It's just the perception of like someone who attends a lot of conventions and someone who doesn't. It's kind of like me with my job. When people come to my job, they're like, wow, this is amazing. And I'm like, yeah, it's my job. I do it every day. It's what I'm supposed to do. So I get that. It's just the reverse for each of us.
Reverse. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I guess that's
Any other
kind of
questions,
it.
Never? Or are we wrapping up?
I
We
guess
gotta.
I guess we could wrap up from there. We're already like an hour and a half
Did-
or so. So
Did you find any Dwemer this past week?
no, I took a boat with Quinn to go explore some house and steal a thing, and no Dwemer stuff's there. It
No
did
Dwemer
it
stuff
did accost me though.
Har, har, har.
Yeah.
All right, for No More Murder Hobos this week, we're going to be a little immersion breaking.
Do it.
And this one's going to be at, if you were to attend a live Elder Scrolls event, what would you like to see at it?
Ooh. Ooh, pick me.
Okay, picking you.
Go.
Okay. I would love to have more interactive stuff like we did with the alchemy station because that's a huge hit. So, leatherworking or, I mean, I know these are kind of cop-outs because we've seen them at other events like jewelry crafting, leatherworking, alchemy, stuff like that. I was talking to Mrs. Nine, perhaps. Yeah, blacksmithing too. I would love if they could do a blacksmithing demonstration. That would be incredible. I don't know how you would do it at a con, but it would be incredible. I guess you could do chainmail or something like that, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I was also talking to Mrs. Nine about an idea that I had for provisioning today, which is very difficult because you have to follow a lot of food and beverage laws, and you can't sell
yes,
things
you
and
do.
whatnot.
There is. There's a list, ma'am. But yes, anyway.
I thought of something perhaps that I'm not going to share here because I want to save it, possibly, and we made notes on it and stuff today when we were driving. But, so yeah, I would love to see stuff like that. And quite frankly, I loved the fact that our Lance people were amazingly into stuff. I just want a full-blown. It doesn't even have to be a tavern, but just a full-blown, almost like a scene, like a living scene. I think that would be really, really cool. And I loved that I got to discuss lore with people. So maybe a lore library would be fun. That's me. What about you, Never?
I could do what I would like to see at a ESO or Elder Scrolls themed. Having been to Epic and seeing the How to Train Your Dragon stuff there, which is dang cool if you haven't ever got a chance to go. That has always been one of my favorite parts of fantasy and Elder Scrolls specifically is dragons. I think dragons are cool. So some sort of interacting with dragons type thing I think would be kind of fun.
In your homeland?
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
Whatever shall you do?
I would like the opportunity to, and this might be going a little too big, I don't know, but go big or go home. I'm already at home, so might as well go big. Some kind of thing where they let you actually ride the dragon, so to speak. I think that would be kind of fun. Maybe even have some pyrotechnics where I can fly it over a village and burn the village. I don't know. That's getting a little far-fetched, but or on a much smaller scale, just like a card tournament with either like Tales of Tribute, which I'm not good at because I haven't played much, but in person might be kind of fun, or a physical version of Legends would be cool. I think that would be kind of a fun way to sit down and interact with some fellow Elder Scrolls fans. Yeah, so dragons are card games.
Cool.
Both good answers.
What about you, Gwen?
PvP.
Oh my gosh, me too. I think that would be amazing.
I want to see more PvP. I've thrown out a few different ideas. Honestly, I
I
could
want to fight.
I know all the paperwork and stuff we need to do and the things we need. So no matter what, we could make it work. It's just getting the sign off on it and actually writing up how we'd do it. But I want to see PvP. I've seen I have 3 different ways of how we could do it, but I just want PvP.
That'd be awesome. Awesome. Alright, well, did we make it? Are we at the guild announcements?
I think we are. Yeah,
We finally made it.
we made it.
Alright, Kat, you want to take
Go
these?
for it.
Okay. Get pulled back up here. Guild announcements. Well, you probably know this by now, but if you didn't, the 3 of us are part of a guild. We're all lore seekers, and platforms specifically on PlayStation, we've got some events that we try to host regularly. Tuesday is Treacherous Tuesday. That is just a dungeon day. Group up, go run dungeons, go hunt for some gear, some achievements, a good time, whatever. Just go to dungeons. Thursdays is the Relic Seekers of Tamriel. So that is an event to group up and go hunt antiquities and all kinds of fun stuff like that. That's at 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. Fearless Friday with Arthuria Dragoon is our Undaunted event. Undaunted?
We
are undaunted. Yep.
So, group up in Discord and then go and do some Undaunted dailies and pledges and, that kind of thing. And then also, if you are on other platforms, just check the Lore Seekers Discord and you can find out what people are doing on other platforms. Because we are on all of the platforms. So, wherever you may be. We might be there too.
And speaking of Discords for respective platforms, there's a multi-platform event coming up. It is a PvE DPS 101 with Jimmy. I believe it is next week on, I want to say Sunday. Let me check the event for you right now. It is ESO PvE 101 on August 2nd at 3 p.m. So, it says, from delves to dolmens and dungeons to Dreadsail Reef, ESO PvP has a lot to offer. With the recent changes on challenge difficulty and class mastery, a lot has changed and it can be difficult to know how to jump in, so now's your chance. So he's going to go over the basics of damage dealing, tanking, and healing eventually in ESO. They're going to cover the core concepts and how you can help each other with that. So there you go.
Awesome sauce. Well, if you are interested in joining that guild, the Lore Seekers Guild, you will need to have Discord downloaded. Once you do, head over to loreseekers.club. It's got all the links that you need for everything, and you will need to fill out a brief application. Just tell us a little bit about you so we can make sure you're not a troll or a goblin or anything that eats Khajiit, because I don't like you. If you're trying to eat me, that's understandable, right? I shouldn't like someone who's trying to eat me. So,
Dang.
I mean, would you like it if someone was trying to eat you? Come on, give me a break.
I'm a Bosmer. It's just a natural.
I know.
cycle.
I'm always having to look over my shoulders around this place. Trying not to make y'all mad so I don't become an enemy. Anyway, as for those of you that maybe aren't as interested in joining the guild but would like to reach out and communicate with us directly, there's a couple ways you can do that. Would one of you two like to share?
Sure.
Go.
So you can find us over on X at Snugpodcast. You can also send us an email. Send us that was a cool letter, or here, I would love for you to cover this type of letter at snugpodcast@gmail.com. And you can also find us in a couple places if you'd like to watch the episode, because we try and stream live every week. So occasionally we don't, then we publish just audio, but we try and do it live. And when you do, you can find us over on twitch.tv/snugpodcast, or also on YouTube, where you can search for Snug Podcast. And also we have a Blue Sky Snug Podcast. So there you go.
Bluebirds and blue butterflies.
Bluebirds and blue butterflies, and soon Sheogorath is coming. In fact, I believe by the next time we do a show, I think that content might be out, right? Isn't it supposed to be
It will
the
be
29th?
accordingly.
29th?
Yep. According to the thing, it should have been. It should will be mirror.
Huh. Well, alright then. Has that already been that long? I feel like we just started with Thieves Guild stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't had Dave will start the Thieves Guild yet.
Yeah, me either.
Well, I haven't started it, but I mean, like, it just got put in as part of it.
Yeah,
We know. We're just being silly.
There was about a 3-week gap. 2-week gap.
I don't know. Time doesn't exist anymore. It's all in a vacuum.
That's how I feel too.
It's all in a vacuum, like my voice is starting to fill now. So.
Your voice, tell us about it. I know.
Well, I think I'm having sympathy voice.
He is having sympathy voice for us Argonians.
Yeah.
He is starting to sound like Jason Spizak as well.
Right. So, if you've been hanging out with us, we appreciate it. Thanks for letting us be part of your day. Hopefully it was enjoyable, informative, something like that. And we will try to be back again soon to do this again. It's generally a Sunday night, 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern, is our start window. So we don't have
That's our goal.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't always happen.
Yeah, sometime usually between that and the half hour mark, we try to get going. But come hang out with us live again if you want to do that. But regardless, we appreciate you hanging out with us, and we'll try to do it again soon. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of others, be a decent person. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Sleep well, Tamriel.